Team ban. Dire team ban. Radiant team pick.
Oh geez, my microphone was off that entire time, guys. Sorry about that. So we still have Night Stalker in the pool, as well as Broodmother, as well as Shadow Shaman. So I would expect those three to be the first heroes picked up. There's certainly other options. Yeah, again, sorry about the microphone, guys. I'm still getting used to my casting setup here, so bear with me. And actually, the Windrunner first pick, I mean, that hero has been insanely good. I'm almost surprised it's not getting banned. Yeah, other heroes could be stronger in some situations, but it's been so good, especially for Infused. So they first picked that. That does leave a Broodmother, Shadow Shaman, Night Stalker in the pool. I would expect to see two of those picked here. There's a Lich as well if they want to go that route. So and the Venomancer. He's been pretty popular too. So I'm just surprised. It's interesting how quickly the popular heroes are shifting. I mean, 2 days ago, DK was picked almost every game, and we've only seen him once since then. So maybe it's just the particular teams, but I feel like it's the same teams just picking differently. So we'll see how they follow this up. There's obviously lots of good heroes available right now. There's that Earthshaker, although you normally won't see him here, and Shadow Shaman, so an amazing push hero. A lot of strong CC, very versatile. Can play support, although not particularly strong, normally seen in the solo situation. So we'll probably see him solo mid, and I believe it's Gosu who likes to run him that way. As you get the quick level 6, you get some runes, so you keep your mana up, and you can spam that Ether Shock to give you the rune control. Not sure who the reply will be. Sand King is the pick, so and the Sand King pick, really intelligent there. Knowing they want the Broodmother, they're going to pick the Sand King as well. So the only hero that can sort of lane against him is Darkseer, and it's not really as strong. I mean, obviously Darkseer, great hero, but not as strong without items as Sand King in most cases. A little bit harder to kill, perhaps, with that spammable haste. And the ultimate plus vacuum combo, very strong. But that, I don't think that compares to the Epicenter as well as the Burrow Strike. So we'll see how Gosu follows up.
5 seconds remaining.
Night Stalker's in the pool. I mean, he was getting picked every game, and he just hasn't been as popular lately. He's really not as strong in these push games, but I still think he can be effective, especially if he gets some kind of decent early farm. Who cares if you have a bunch of creeps? And they go with Slardar, a great counter to the Broodmother, a good choice there. And Bounty Hunter is still in the pool. I mean, I doubt they would pick a Bounty Hunter and a Slardar. It would counter the Broodmother and the Sand King pretty well. We did see one team run the Bounty Hunter Slardar combo, but the problem was both heroes just needed too much support, and Bounty Hunter ended up getting the short end of the stick, ended up feeding in the long lane, thanks to some great Prophet ganks. There's no Prophet in this game, but still pretty hard to play either of those heroes without early game support. AA banned, so not wanting AA, a pretty good counter to Broodmother in terms of the ultimate will stop the Broodmother from stealing life, which is obviously really what makes Broodmother such a hard to kill hero in those team fights, along with the webs. So we'll see who else gets banned. Infused still has some options here. The Broodmother requires a solo lane, and Sand King can, play a support or in a tri-lane, or maybe a dual lane, but, you kind of want those quick levels and more farm on him, so I don't know how they're going to lane this. That's kind of my concern with Infused. Gosu, much more obvious lanes. Lich is the ban. It's strange that they'd ban Lich, because I'm not sure how good he would really be against a Broodmother. The Frost Armor obviously great for melee auto attackers, but the ultimate not going to be effective against spiderlings in most cases. So, Lich just a great hero in general, though, so you can never really question that ban too much. It's Gosu banning a lot of healing and a lot of support. I don't think Omni Knight would have fit at all into this Infused lineup, although Repel is a great skill to have, especially on a Broodmother versus Slardar. I don't think they could lane it that effectively, so I'm a little surprised to see that ban, but just very worried about the healing potential, I guess. I wonder if they're going to ban something like a Shadow Priest, just continuing along those lines, or maybe a Necrolite. And Necrolite might actually be a good choice. They banned the Enchantress, so another healer, this time one who can jungle effectively. And banning the jungler is pretty smart when you know that the Broodmother needs a solo. That limits your laning options, and you have to have a jungler, because you're never going to send her solo mid. Just not a good lane for the Broodmother. So, Infused has a chance to respond here. I wonder what they'll pick. I should probably bring up the list of heroes so I can actually see. So, who do we have?
5 seconds remaining.
Priestess of the Moon is in the pool. They go with Crystal Maiden. So that's going to fuel the Sand King and the Broodmother, who really need that mana. But Windrunner definitely benefits from it too. Gives them a good support, which they needed. And I think they probably want... I don't know, we'll see what they pick. It's hard to say. Depends what kind of a game they want to play. Maybe a Dragon Knight. Although versus the Slardar, that's not going to work too well. Slardar really strong counter to DK, because DK's strength primarily comes from that plus armor.
10 seconds
And Slardar's ultimate obviously is going to chew through that. So perhaps that's what Gosu was thinking when they picked up the Slardar that early.
Reserve time.
We see Enigma is in the pool. I would expect to see one of these teams pick it up. I don't really know if Infused can win with an Enigma. I mean, because they're super reliant on the ultimate stand, and they don't have much late game. Storm's some great initiation from its Gosu. Although he normally goes solo mid, and that might put the Shadow Shaman on a side laner and a support role. And the Radiant's going to get the last pick here. Mirana is in the pool. That's a pretty versatile hero. So that might be an option. The Naix is in the pool. Not amazing against Slardar, but he does have that magic community, which helps quite a bit. If they wanted to go something like a Spectre, I mean, I don't think that would work. They really can't lane that effectively, and they're going to get pushed too hard. And maybe Night Stalker. He is still in the pool. I'm a little surprised he hasn't been picked, but he's not super strong against either of these lineups. He is quite good versus Storm, though. That hero, that Silence, just devastates Storm. So he might be the counter pick. Puck is in the pool. We haven't really seen him much lately. But a good solo, a good team fight hero. I don't think he would work well for the Radiant, but maybe for the Dire. Weaver's around, although that would only be for its Gosu. You're obviously not going to pick another invisible hero versus Slardar. Taking a lot of time here. They're down to 40 seconds in bonus time, so still a good chunk left. And they go with the Enigma. Great team fight hero. But, they are entirely reliant on that Black Hole and Epicenter, especially as it gets to later game. Unless Broodmother gets really fat, they have very minimal late game. Windrunner scales decently well, but aside from that, it's all pretty early to mid game heroes, and obviously the Broodmother, which I mentioned. So I feel like its Gosu has more margin for error with these hero picks. Slardar does need a lot of farm, as does Storm and Shadow Shaman. So that's the one concern for its Gosu is can they get the farm?
5 seconds.
But they have room to pick up an anti-push hero here. Maybe something like a Pugna, or Necrolite needs too much farm. Maybe a Shadow Priest. I'm just trying to think of good sort of like low farm value heroes that are pretty good against pushing. It's going to be some kind of support. Maybe Witch Doctor. He's not that good against those summons though. AA is banned, so you can't go with him. It's kind of a tough call, and I'm guessing that's why they're taking so long on this pick. And the Vengeful Spirit actually is there, and they go with the Darkseer, so realizing probably that's some great anti-push. I like this lineup a lot from its Gosu. The Darkseer can lane against the Broodmother reasonably well. And then that gives you all the anti-push you should need. Vacuum, the Ion Shell, the Wall of Replica, really strong to counter those pushes. So let's introduce the players. We have Wagamama on the Broodmother, Fishbone on the Enigma, Minnie on the Crystal Maiden, Dami on the Sand King, Small Gullig on the Windrunner. We already see it's Gosu heading straight down to the bottom lane. I wonder if they're going to smoke up here. So to introduce it's Gosu, we have 1437 on the Shadow Shaman. He's already skilled up that Shackles, so I think they're looking for a First Blood. Bulba on Static Bulba on the Storm Spirit. IX Mike 88 on the Venomancer. Coolhead on the Slardar. And Paint, who I believe is Painted Gold, on the Darkseer. So, 5. This could be trouble for Minnie if he gets caught out. I don't think it's Gosu is going down. But Sandcane might be in a lot of trouble. I'm not sure what Minnie, really dangerous positioning here. They're gonna, I think they might have spotted him, or maybe they just suspect someone's back there. Oh, Minnie. Living dangerously, my friend. So this is gonna, in terms of laning, it looks like there shouldn't be any First Blood here. It's Gosu's gonna back up. We see Wagama on the long lane, taking the Soul Ring recipe right away. It's Fishbone gonna deny one of those creeps to help keep Wagamama's lane back. And then going to head into the jungle, most likely. Windrunner in the solo mid position, and Sandcane, Crystal Maiden dual lane bottom. For the Dire, it's kind of strange. Painted Gold going to be playing the Darkseer in the long lane, so they're not running him as a jungler. Bulba on the solo mid Storm Spirit. He is normally their solo mid player, and Bulba probably the best player on their team. A pretty fearsome solo laner, especially in the North American scene, so hopefully he plays well. But he's going to have his hands full with this Windrunner, Smogullik, who played extremely well in our last game. And it looks like they're going to be tri-laning top, I want to say. They're 1437 doing this. This pull does not. I don't believe this works in Dota 1, but it does in Dota 2. The creeps have a really long leash, and he's going to be able to get some early experience. So nice work by him, and he's probably going to go for a double pull. If he can pull this off, Broodmother's going to be hurting. X Mike's stat. This is some nice pull action coming on from its Gosu. They're stacking up the pull camp, which was not warded, and it's just Broodmother with no creeps to farm. She's not going to like this at all. 1437 does miss the pull because the creeps respawn in the small camp, but he's going to have a good time there. So mid lane, they're just going to be trading some hits. Oh, it's Gosu. Paint stealing that last creep, but the Surge is going to wear off, and he might be in some trouble here. Another Burrow Strike in 7 seconds, they're going to back off. This is a fascinating strategy here. They've got 2 pulls going at once from the same lane, and Broodmother is not happy with this at all. She's like, "Where the hell are all my creeps, man? This is some BS." And she is gonna steal that creep, but you know, you just get 1 spiraling off of that at level 1. So, not going to be too helpful for her. Oh, almost got that last hit with the Spiderling. This is a problem for Infused. Wagamama is really their only late game hero. And it doesn't look like any of the other lanes are doing that horribly. Mid lane, Bulba's got 11 creeps versus a Windrunner with 7, so he's winning that lane handily, and 5 denies first one. And bottom lane, Darkseer is getting levels, which is all you really need out of your long lane solo. And they're not going to kill that Darkseer unless someone comes down to gank that lane. So it's really going to come down to this Enigma and whether he can come out of the jungle and make some things happen like the Chen did in the last 2 games that Infused played. But until Enigma hits level 6, he's really not as strong of a jungle ganker as Chen is with the Centaur. So, I don't know. We'll have to see how it plays out. Wagamama is getting some levels, but you know, he's just level 3, and 1437, IX Mike are both halfway there, and then Slaughter is level 4. So the experience gap is massive. I don't think there's a graph for that, but if there was, it wouldn't be looking pretty for Infused right now. So finally Wagamama's going to get a creep wave to farm off of, but it looks like not for long as the next one has been pulled. Yeah, sorry, guys. Sorry if it is a little stuttery. I guess my connection may be having some issues. Nothing I can really do. I'm obviously not going to ask the players to pause for me to fix my stream. I don't really want to restart it, but if it becomes unwatchable, let me know and I'll try restarting the stream. The Slardar is getting... he's out loud. I cannot believe how effective this this double pulling strategy has been. I mean, your Shadow Shaman's getting good levels, your Venomancer's getting good levels, your Slardar's getting really good levels, and then the Broodmother's getting less than Slardar. I don't know what Wagger can do. Sounds like it might be some people's connections to Twitch then, if some are getting lag, some are. Maybe try hitting the refresh button and it'll, inside of the player, and it'll try and refresh the stream. Or it'll try and connect you to another server, rather. So while we have a second, let's take a look at the gold graph. 750 gold difference in favor of the Radiant. That is actually, that is mind-blowing. I guess it's coming from the Enigma, but the experience tells a much different story. Well, actually, no, it doesn't. It's mainly just Wagamama who's hurting off of this. Otherwise, they're doing fine because of that Enigma. And Crystal Maiden is doing some pulling of her own, so I guess it's not as bad for them as I thought. But getting that many levels on what is essentially a tri-lane is a little concerning, as well as having your only strong or decent late game hero having such a hard time. I mean, he's got the boots. He's halfway to, well, most of the way to the soul ring. So. So the game does resume. Wagamama almost running into tower range. That's kind of dangerous. So Windrunner and Bulba going at it. Bulba is already level 6, so he is definitely winning this middle lane in terms of the denies anyway. Winning the harass battle too. Yeah, 22 and 3 to 27 and 8, so definitely winning that. You know, this pulling is a little insane right now. Like, what are you going to do to counter this? I mean, even if you come into the game knowing what they're going to do, you can't ward off all these camps. So the only option, I mean, you can ward this one, which would help, but they can still do this pull and then pull the creeps down here. So I guess the only solution is to just have a lineup that can offensive jungle. But that's hard to do versus what is essentially a tri-lane. I mean, they're spread out, but if they see your offensive jungling, they will come and kill you. So, let's see. Broodmother, Shadow Shaman has the Sentry Wards now. Or, no, wait, was it Venomancer? Venomancer has the Sentry Wards now. So, Broodmother, dodged a bullet there. Windrunner opting for these Arcane Boots. It's a little interesting considering that, you know, their lack of late game. I would have thought she would go for Phase Boots. Someone was asking, do you have to deny your own creep from a neutral camp? The only reason to do that would be if they're in XP range. If they're not, you know, you can deny them, but it's not going to affect whether they get XP. Meanwhile, 2 smoked up heroes heading mid. This could be the death of Windrunner. She very wisely backs out. Some really good map awareness by her, as she did not actually see them because they were smoked. Maybe just coming to block this wave. They might get her on this creep wave. Yeah, well, so much for that map awareness. Windrunner, you are very much in trouble right now. Windrun comes out, but that's not going to matter because Storm's pull is really good. Massively long range shackle there. And that's the first blood, so Windrunner goes down. And that was a lane they were, you know, doing okay in. So I have to say it's Gosu looking very strong right now. Except in the farm department. Definitely Sand King, Windrunner, and especially Enigma getting some great farm. And Enigma, this is smart by him. He's putting some pressure on this bottom tower. This is going to really punish its Gosu for having 3 heroes living in that top jungle. Darkseer can't defend this alone forever. And probably a wave or two will get that tower down. See, Sand King just with the power tread, so not opting for the arcane boots. Maybe going for a little bit more, killing power and just right-click damage, survivability. Windrunner picking up the arcane boots, maybe feels he doesn't need them. And the Spiderlings are, at this point, just really hard to kill, even with all these nukes. Wagamama going on the offensive. If Sand King can land a stun, this could be a double kill. He wanted that kill, just couldn't get in range, so they settle for the Slardar. That's a big kill. Broodmother are going to be able to put a lot of pressure on this tower. Shadow Shaman has no... Actually, they're just going to back off. They must have seen Bulba coming, or just sensed that he was missing. So, a smart retreat. They might be able to kill... No, this debuff. Yeah, it does. So they go on the Sand King instead, but he's going to be hard to kill. Bulba going to have to back off, so... A bit of a wasted trip. Windrunner's going to be able to pressure the middle tower now. And Enigma continues to be a real nuisance bottom, and Darkseer can't really do anything right now. He's got enough for one Ion Shell or Surge. Actually, he'll have enough for both in a second. But I believe the tower will be going down this wave. Yeah, it looks like it's going to go down. He's not even going to try to deny it. The Glyph will pop. They're going to have to TP 2 or more down here if they want to defend it. I don't think they will. The tower's going to go down. So, while its Gosu is, kind of shutting down the Broodmother, I mean, this is how powerful Broodmother is in the solo lane. She's essentially in a 3v1. Every other wave is getting pulled into the jungle, and she's still level 7. I mean, yeah, Shadow Shaman and Venomancer are doing good for tri-lane supports. That one TP's cancelled, 2 TP's cancelled. Sand King with a great appearance there. Is that a 3rd TP cancelled? No, it's just on the minimap. Uh-oh, action mid. Windrunner in a lot of trouble. Can't land the shackle. Bulba going to pick up another kill. Some nice roaming from Ix Mike, but, this is what Infused wanted. They wanted those early towers. Now that 2 are down, that's a lot of map control lost. The Dire only has good control over that. I don't know why I keep on dragging the camera instead of just drawing it. They only really have strong control over this area of the map, whereas the Radiant, they're sitting pretty. They have all these towers to TP to, a lot more map control and mobility. And with that tower down, that's how you shut down these antics with the pulling, because it's not safe to do it anymore versus a Broodmother who's actually skipped her ultimate. This is a little unusual, but it makes sense, because you're probably not going to kill too many people. I mean, yeah, the Sand King came up there, but you can't really build your hero around that assumption. And this just gives them a little more survivability, some more webs to work with, a little more regen. Just making them harder to kill off in lane, so I like that build. Wagamama really adjusting his hero to the way the game's flowing.
Storm Force, double damage.
So Slardar went for the Vanguard first. Actually, not a bad choice versus the Broodmother, because now he's pretty much immune to those summons as well as the Eidolons. The problem is he's not going to be very fast, even with the sprint, which is only level 1. Wagamama setting up on mid. They really want to go on this. I think they're going to force the tower down. Bulba has the initiation power, but he is quite squishy. Sand King goes in first. He's going to be countered. Bulba zips in, just manages to pull him. This is going to be the death of Domini. Actually, a nice heal. Oh, a great Enigma Blink ultimate. Broodmother getting locked down, but Ix Mike is going to drop shortly. Windrunner going to escape. Enigma might drop, but Slardar is getting pretty low too. I think the Radiant needs to back out here. Oh, a nice stun. Slardar going to drop. Wagamama with the immediate spawn Broodlings, or Spiderlings to reply there. The hold goes out on Darkseer, a buyback from Storm Spirit. He knows they need to at least save this tower, get some counter kills. Bulba might be able to get a double or a triple kill. Not only going to get 1 hero from the looks of it. Well, actually does have some more mana. Going back for the Broodmother. Wagamama, what are you thinking, my friend? You are very lucky. And you're sitting on 3k gold as well as a 2-0 score. Do not want to die there. Waga playing a little dangerously, but he's going to slip out just fine.
Regeneration.
Oh, did he not blink? How did he get in there then? Oh, I'm sorry. I don't know how he got in there. He must have... That's really bad by me. It just appeared on my screen because apparently I missed that. So Enigma does not have a blink. He's only got the power charts, but he's pretty close, and it looks to me like he's saving for one. Once he does actually have the blink, I mean, you saw his initiation, or follow-up initiation, when he didn't even have one, so imagine when he does. Wagamama gets jumped on, the dust goes out. Probably needs to fight this. He can't, the ult's on cooldown, he's going to go down. A nice gank by its Gosu. They know they need to keep that Broodmother down, and so far they're doing it. It's Gosu really want this mid tower, but it's just so hard to push. You know, you've got the Enigma to worry about, the Sand King to worry about, a lot of counter initiation power. And you've got Windrunner and Broodmother constantly pressuring these side lanes. Painted Gold feeling very confident with 4 enemy heroes pushing mid. He wants to pressure this tower, but the creeps are not obliging him. They're not even close. Tower is going to go down for the Radiant. Another big tower kill. And they now have all 3 other towers. They're, you know, in spite of the pulling antics from its Gosu, the shenanigans up top, you know, it's just not enough to stop the push machine. But the next step is, can they get any tier 2 towers? Can they get an early Roshan onto this Broodmother, who is going for Orchid, so not going for the BKB. At least he's not saving his gold all game like that other Broodmother we saw, which did not seem to work out too well for him as he kept on dying with like 3,500 gold in the bank. Storm Spirit jumps in with Crystal Maiden. Storm Spirit really doing a good job of setting up ganks for his team. Are they going to finish her off? Oh my god, this Crystal Maiden is going to live. The ward not going to be able to kill her. A little bit of miscommunication there. Bulba playing a little afraid, you know, great TP reactions. That's costly. To lose a hero and spend that much time, you know, investing that in the gank, that really hurts you. Meanwhile, guess what Broodmother's doing? Pushing the ever-living crap out of the top lane. I'm kind of surprised Bulba isn't just sitting in the lane, because, you know, Storm Spirit is pretty good against those, and, you know, maybe another reason why they picked it. Pretty good against the spider lanes with that spammable AoE. Oh, that's a lot of money. Haven't checked the gold graph in a while, sorry about that. Wow, 7,500 gold lead for the Radiant almost from the looks of it. Great 2-hero shackle shot. It's behind the tower, but this is going to be a double kill. Oh, the vacuum cancels the Sand Cane ult. That was absolutely massive. Bulba jumps in. They're going to pick off Windrunner. Oh, that's unfortunate. Darkseer with a really timely response. Cannot believe the turnaround that's happening right now. Sand King did not get hit by the dust, I want to say. Instead, they're going to chase after the Broodmother. Oh, Bulba just short of mana to actually cast that static grip. That would have been the death of the Brood. So let's, you know, about 15 minutes in, let's take a look at our item progression. Windrunner going for the mech or possibly the pipe. Pipe, really good choice always against Venomancer, and then there's a bunch of other nuke damage on the Dire team. Enigma does have the Blink Dagger. Looks like there might be some action mid. Slardar with a Vanguard Treads really has not farmed up that much. And, you know, the Radiant just so far ahead in terms of these items. I mean, mostly because of the towers, but also just having a farm advantage. Well, actually not anymore. I guess they're behind in the farm, so then it really just comes down to the towers. Darkseer almost impossible to kill, you know, even when you stun him out. It looks like they're going to get him. A lot of nukes being dropped on him. And this Sand King Illusion doing a nice job of scouting out 3 Dire heroes, really protecting them. Wagamama wants to come in, but he's got the Slardar ultimate on him, so he's got to be careful. A little surprised the Dire didn't try and move back towards him and cut him off from his team. But now he's here, and the push wave 2 will begin. if they can get down these tier 2 towers, I want to say by like 20-25 minutes, they're in a great position. If it goes to like 30 minutes or something and they still don't have them down, they're going to be in some trouble. As you know, they really are reliant on this team fight and early push powers. And Infused obviously realizing that is trying to push their advantage now. Bulba trying to get in from the back here. You know, Radiant Ward is going to spot him out, so he needs to be careful. Slardar leading the way. Surged and sprinting. Pops the ultimate down on Broodmother. Everyone's got to run. God, that hero is just so hard to deal with. You know, he's sprinting at you. You've got 5 people grouped up, and you have to run because he's almost impossible to kill. He can stun you all, and he's got backup. But you know, Infused now with the creep wave, feeling a little more confident, going to come back in. Oh, a nice shackle shot onto Venomancer, but a great stun. Oh, Sand Kane's not going to get his ult off. Black Hole's on cooldown. And Wagamama's in trouble now. Looks like Gosu's gonna... Oh, the vacuum. This is a lot of chasing power. This is the way that Gosu will win. If they get ahead in the team fight, they can just snowball it. But Coolhead going a little too far, and his teammate's not able to back him up. I guess a little low on mana and some spells on cooldown. And that kill might be what Infused needs to push down this tower. Five heroes grouped up. Looks like they know they can't defend this. Well, they are sending some heroes, but the tower's pretty much dead. There's no way. And this tier 1 tower taking some damage, but instantly the reply from the Broodmother. So Infused not giving up any of their towers, and they don't want to. I mean, it makes sense. That gold, you know, the gold advantage is really what's giving them a fighting chance in these fights. Nice. So yeah, Sand King not close to a blink particularly. Pretty farmed Crystal Maiden with a Bracer, Phase Boots, Urn of Shadows, and Magic Wand. Mostly off the back of that tower gold. Bulba with an Invisor and might be looking to set something up here. Gets hit by the power shot while Invis. Probably a little annoyed about that. And Enigma back to the jungle. He wants a BKB. I don't think Vacuum goes through BKB, so that would... I'm not sure. I'm pretty 90. I want to say I'm positive it doesn't, but that's gonna, you know, that's really gonna make the Enigma ults that much better. There's, you know, not only will he block all that magical damage, but he doesn't have to worry about getting stunned out of his ult. Broodmother farming up the enemy jungle. Bulba farming up Broodmother's Spiderling. So. So pushing mid, this is what's really good about the Radiant, and they know it and they're exploiting it, which is the mark of a good team. They have a lot of push power between the power shot, between the Sand Cane just with the Barrel Strike and Sandstorm. The Broodmother, you know, obviously she's a great pusher. Enigma, great pusher. Hell, even Crystal Maiden's got, you know, a pretty good nuke for pushing. And they're exploiting it. They're not letting... Because if you don't push these lanes out, then suddenly it's Gosu who has room to set up ganks. When you push all the lanes, they're constantly defending, they can't group up. And, you know, it's really giving Infused a lot more farm and a lot more comfort in this game. But they need to get down more tier 2 towers. They have all their ultimates. They're going to go for a smoke gank here. Coldhead's the only one they're going to run into, and he's quite hard to kill. They need a shackle shot to hit. That's the only way they're going to get him. The shackle shot... Oh, he does get shackled! Sand King ult coming in as well. They do kill off... They do kill off the Slardar there. That's absolutely huge. Whenever you get a hero kill in this phase of the game, you should be able to turn it into a tower push. Sand King gets denied. What a play by Windrunner. And Wagamama not having that BKB can't really fight this. You know, I'm starting to think that was a mistake not getting one. And it might be one here. He's going to go down. And Wagamama drops. Enigma comes in after he drops. Only gets one hero, and there's a buyback on the Broodmother. They really don't want that Enigma ult to go to waste. They do... Windrunner shatters or slams through that Shadow Shaman. He's going to go down. And they're going to probably do some damage to the tower. Crystal Maiden, look at the crazy AoE in that Nova. Unfortunately, it's on cooldown, so she can't use it. IX Mike going to drop. Enigma going to drop. They're just trading kills back and forth. No, is Enigma going to live? Yeah, he's going to go down. Darkseer, Slardar bought back? Slardar either bought back or respawned pretty quickly there. But I think the Radiant are going to get this tower because Wagamama bought back. Unfortunately, he had his Orchid, and now he doesn't, so... The one thing the Orchid gives them, which is absolutely huge, is obviously that silence, which is so good against Storm Spirit. That was one reason why I thought they might go with Night Stalker. Silence just owns that hero. You know, pretty much all of his abilities come from, you know, they're all active, so you need to be able to cast. But Waga getting caught out again here. He's got Sand King support. The Sand King of the ult? No, he doesn't. They might try and trade the Sand King for Waga. Oh, that's not good. Waga getting stunned, and then, oh, poor Wagamama. Just not great coordination here. This is the chasing power of the Dire Squad. You cannot run from any of these heroes. You've got the Surge, you've got the Ball of Lightning, and then you've got the Sprint. I mean, good luck escaping. Not to mention all the slows and disables. And this is going to be a Roshan for the Scourge, from the looks of it, because they have that Slardar, and as well as the Venomancer. Great Roshan heroes. Guys, I really apologize for this. I have a phone call, and I absolutely have to take it, so I'll be back in hopefully just a minute here. My apologies.
Roshan has fallen to the dark.
Immortality is mine!
Oh, the gods are kind to me, so it looks like I didn't really miss any kills there. I did miss Storm picking up a BKB. BKB not quite as good versus the Radiant, because they do have that Black Hole, but obviously you can't count on landing a Black Hole on Storm Spirit. Sand King's still trying to get that Blink Dagger, and he's going to get killed by Bulba here. There's no way he's escaping. He goes down, and the chase continues. If Storm had just a little more mana, that might have been another kill. But the momentum of this game really swinging in its Gosu's favor right now. Just, you know, they have the better late game. They have heroes that benefit more from farm, and you know the Radiant very reliant on those long cooldown ultimates. Not able to set them up without the Sand King Blink Dagger.
Radiant's middle tower is
And if Slardar ever gets a BKB, I just don't see what the Radiant can do.
Radiant's middle tower has fallen.
I mean, yeah, the Enigma Black Hole goes through it, but, you know, he's already hard enough to kill. And if nothing else can really damage him. I don't know what Waga is doing with his money here. I guess he's saving for buyback. But he pretty much has that Orchid. And Broodmother buybacks aren't really that strong anyway. Unless they're fighting your webs, which they often aren't. It's, you know, it's not like a Furion where you can TP right into the fight, so... In retrospect, maybe Wagamama getting a BKB would have been a better choice. Obviously, hindsight's 20/20. He does have the Orchid now. The problem is Storm has this BKB, so, you know, you can, if you are silenced by the Broodmother Orchid, you can just pop the BKB and be absolutely fine.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Top tower under a lot of pressure here. Infused still only has given up that one tower. That's the one thing working in their favor. Unfortunately, one of the main benefits to map control is having easier access to, or having towers is better map control. And one of the main advantages to that is having easier access to Roshan, and they can't get the Aegis because it's down. So, you know, even with the tower advantage, it's still looking quite good for its Gosu. And I think they know it. They're feeling confident. They're grouped up bottom. They're looking for another tower kill here. Darkseer going mid to farm, though. I'm a little surprised out of all the heroes, he's the one going mid to farm. Looks like he's working on a pipe. Yep, only, I want to say, like 1,500 gold away from that. So that'll be pretty pretty good against the Sand King to get that pipe up.
Radiant's bottom tower has fallen.
Tower goes down bottom. Map control slowly being reclaimed by the Dire. They're still down 3, but they're way up in terms of you know, the way the game's go. I mean, the gold advantage is still really in favor of the Radiant. A lot of that gold is concentrated on Enigma, though, who is a one-shot wonder with the BKB blink, as well as the Windrunner. You know, again, not the best late gamer. The hero who needed the farm the most, the Broodmother, only has an Orchid, which at this stage in the game is pretty underfarmed for a Brood. A good Broodmother game, you might even see a BKB up at this point, if not more. And it's not really Waga's fault per se. You know, he had a tough lane to go against, but nonetheless, it's, you know, it's not what you need as a team to be feeling confident about your position in this game. Smoke goes off on the Radiant. I don't know if I guess Windrunner didn't catch it, so they're looking to bait her. Let's see if the Dire bites. Bulba is coming around, looking to check up the rune. DD is picked up. Oh, Bulba might go down here, but he's got that BKB. Oh, the chain stun too strong. Are they going to blow the black hole on him? Otherwise, he's gone. The BKB comes out from Bulba. Enigma looking to counter-initiate. This might be a perfect black hole. It looks like it is. He catches everyone. The epicenter is going to follow. They might be able to win this fight. It's looking really good for Infused. 3 heroes down. Oh, goodness. This is not... Oh, Darkseer, you are really late, my friend. This is not when you want to show up. 1437 comes in, but he's going to die. Windrunner cleaning up. Darkseer going to try and run through his own wall. The ward should protect him. Do you really want to chase him here? I think you'd rather go for that middle tower. But they do want to chase the Darkseer. They are going to kill him. Oh, unstoppable Windrunner. Windrunner, once again, just be... I mean, that, you know, obviously Enigma, Sand King, big reason they won that fight, but this hero is just playing so well. I'm a little surprised nobody's banning it. It's so versatile. You know, it benefits well from farm, but doesn't need it. It's got probably the best non-ultimate in the game in that Shackle Shot. Potential 2 hero, almost 4-second disable. So that's going to be a tower, and is Roshan back up? He's not, so they're not going to get an Aegis out of this.
Dire's structures are fortified.
But still, a huge fight, and the gold graph is going to climb even more, probably up to about 10k now. Actually, you can do the math. Only 9k? 8.5k? So not quite as much as I thought, but still pretty good. And that gave Sand King his Blink Dagger, so now they have an alternate form of initiation. That fight was won on the back of Enigma backing off, letting his team get jumped on, and then counter-initiating. And I'm a little surprised Bulba didn't recognize that Enigma was the hero. He had to focus down and jump in on him first. Yeah, he can BKB and you might not kill him, but you prevent him from blinking in, and that's really all you need to do. But, you know, obviously, my hat off to Fishbone, playing a really solid Enigma right now. Of course, the Dire have the advantage when it comes to Roshan. I think even with these towers down, they're still about equidistant from here to here, and that, you know, or from here. So, if anything, the Radiant have a longer way to go. So really, and they've got that Slardar, who's still 1300 gold from his BKB. So let's see if the Radiant go for another smoke gank. If they do it, they better not go through the river. They're checking for that Roshan. It's not back up yet. A lot of these professional teams will just type out the time when Roshan died in all chat, or in team chat, not in all chat, sorry, so that they know exactly when he's going to respawn. It looks like they're, you know, maybe they didn't get the time exactly right. I think he's coming up soon though. Broodmother running past the Sentry Ward. This could be bad. Bulba might want to go in on this. Probably fearing it's a bait. Gonna back off. Plus Roshan's not up, so not too worried about Broodmother being here. This, as in many professional games, this Roshan fight will probably decide everything. Smoke Gang coming the other way, but they also have a Sentry Ward. But Sand King, oh, you are in a very dangerous position. Just gets out in time. But the chase is on. Will he be able to escape? Will anyone get caught out? It looks like nobody will. Roshan's still not back up. They're really hoping for this respawn. Because they could almost take him down just during the time it would take the Radiant to come from here to there. But it's not gonna happen that way. So. Meanwhile, all the Dire lanes are pushing. They are forced to back up. Wagamama, do you have your BKB yet? No, he's still a ways off of that. I mean, considering how the game has gone since he got the Orchid, in retrospect, I really think a BKB would have been better. Obviously, you can't expect your farming to fall off this much. 147 creeps, 32 minutes in on a Broodmother, 4 and 4. Really not very good farm for that hero. Both teams using all their abilities to scout out Roshan. A battle of Plague Hordes banging away on Spiderlings. Ether Shock used for 5 HP Spiderlings just to take those down. And a new wave of Spiderlings heading into the pit. My sense of time must be awful, as well as the players, because they are continuously checking. I have been for 3 minutes. Clearly none of us can, read a clock or type down the times. Someday we'll learn to do it. But meanwhile, the kiting around Roshan continues. The Dire does have the ward advantage here, but I guess it doesn't matter too much when you have these spammable mobile wards. Smoke gank into the Dire jungle. They're not going to find anyone. They want to circle around the backside, but I don't know if their positioning will be the best. It looks like the Dire might know they're here. Oh, this could be really bad. I'm not sure if they know or if they're just getting lucky, but Enigma's going to set up with a really nice black hole. Oh no, he gets jumped on by Storm. Storm does not lock him down. Actually, Enigma went in before that. Sorry, I missed that. Black hole goes off, but it might not be enough anyway. Broodmother without that BKB just can't do enough damage. Enigma's on the run. Crystal Maiden, no mana to help him out. The Darkseer wall there really doing work and confusing the crap out of the Radiant, as well as me. And now Roshan's back up. So, Infused knew they needed to win a big team fight there in order to have any chance at the Roshan. Because, Infused Mini, what are you doing? There's no time to be farming, my friend. Clearly thought they would go for Roshan, but that's not going to be the case. He might... Bobo just not enough distance on that jump. Gonna get away. Without Slardar, this Roshan is taking forever, but it's not gonna matter. I mean, there's no black hole, there's no epicenter. And I feel like you put this on the Storm Spirit or maybe the Slardar. Probably Storm since he's already here, and that's... there's just no way to win a team fight. But we'll see. They did have an Aegis before and lost it. Even with the Aegis. Bulba picks it up again. He's got an ultimate orb. Most likely working on that Hex. It's pretty late to be going for Linken's. And the gold graph, of course you would expect to see a dip, and you do. It says it's a 10k difference. That doesn't seem right. It's probably headed down to 8k. Maybe I'm just not good at reading these graphs. Sand King, I guess going for his own BKB. Aghanims really wouldn't do too much against those BKBs. On the Slardar, it's probably almost up now. Yeah, he's got it, so... Just another really obnoxious initiator who's now borderline invincible. Invincible might be a little strong, but extremely hard to kill. This it's settling into, kind of a farming pattern, which Gosu is completely fine with. They'd love to get that sheep stick up on the Storm Spirit. If Slardar can get a Blink Dagger, or maybe just work towards an Assault Cuirass, he's completely fine with that too. There's no real need to be overly aggressive. They're going to push this tier 1, and I don't, the Radiant probably shouldn't even bother defending it. But we'll see. They do have their ultimates back, so that they could if they wanted to. They're just going to let the tower go, realizing there's absolutely nothing they can do. And it's Gosu might continue. They'll probably be able to get 2 towers here. Wagamama's still 1,300 gold away from that BKB. Boy, he has been having a rough game. I mean, if I were Infused, I almost feel like, I guess you want to wait for the Aegis to end. But aside from that, I mean, by the time the Aegis ends, they're going to have their next set of core items up when it's Gosu, so you kind of have to force a fight here. This is not a way to force the fight, though. Having two of your easier heroes to kill. Sitting top, CM is definitely dead here. She is not escaping this. Double BKBs pop just for CM. Storm zips in again on a Windrunner. I feel like those BKBs were grossly excessive. You don't want to waste these charges. You know, that 10-second duration is so useful to have in an extended team fight. But they do get a CM kill, so unfortunately many no longer rocking that 2-to-1 ratio down to a measly 1-to-1. I'm really surprised Crystamate has not died more this game, to be honest.
Invisibility.
This is a really nice ward by the Dire. I think they put it down after the tower died. But if you put it down before the first tier tower dies, normally this is more for the early game. It lets you see if anyone's TPing into the tower or coming up the lane to reinforce it. And you can set up some nice ganks and also know if it's safe to push. With the tower down, it's more just to see if anyone's walking up to farm the lane, which can still be great for setting up ganks. So a really nice lane ward by them. The Radiant really with no ward vision. I mean, they've got the bottom rune warded, but that doesn't really matter at this point. They have no access to the runes right now. And, you know, when you're up against the Storm and he can just zip in with a BKB at any time, what do? I mean, you basically have to sit in base as Enigma. Yeah, it'd be cool if you could click on Highlight Storm's ult and it would show you the maximum range he can travel with his given mana pool. That way I could tell exactly how far he can jump, but I'm pretty sure you get from like here to here or so. And he is going to zip in. BKB is popped on the Broodmother. Not really wouldn't have been my target of choice. And with that Storm BKB down, they may have to back up. I think that was a mistake by Bulba. Yeah, he's got the Aegis, but can still be stun locked pretty easily. Endless power shots coming out from Windrunner. Just spamming those non-stop. Does SK have his BKB? He's getting close. Keeping an eye on the gold graph here. It's plateaued around 7k. It's in the Radiant's favor, but you know their heroes just don't benefit from the items that much. And will Waga ever get his BKB? Still, really, he must have something on the courier. No, nothing. Wow. I don't think I've ever seen a Broodmother have this much trouble in a game. And it's not like it was just the early game, because he recovered from that nicely. He shot back up, was doing pretty well. Then he bought back, didn't build the Orchid for a while, then finally finished it. And he really hasn't progressed at all. You know, one way to tell which team's on the back foot is just to sort of look at, like, A, where are the lanes, where are the creeps pushing, which side of the river are they on, and B, how are the heroes moving. And we pretty much see Infused moving as a pack, which is a large reason why Waga has not gotten much farm. They see him head top. I wonder if they're going to smoke up and go for a gank on him. That would be a pretty good opportunity. Does anyone have a smoke? Just the real question. Venomancer with a smoke as well as a massive pile of wards. You don't see Pubby Venomancers with those too often. The Aegis has to be getting fairly close to running out, so I would expect for Gosu to make another effort here on the push. The BKB is down to 5 seconds. You know, he's had it for a while, he's been using it. That is the downside to popping it off. You might not have it when you need it for the longer durations. He's really got to initiate on the Sand King or the Enigma. I can't see him going into Broodmother and having the fight work out. And if it does, it's not because of his initiation. Starter has a Blink Dagger. Or wait, oh no, sorry, he doesn't. He's got a Hyperstone, so going for the Assault Cuirass. Yeah, I kind of feel like a Blink would have been good here. It gives you 2 heroes that can jump in. Oh, a 2-hero Shackle Shot. But Slardar pops the BKB just to menace. Oh, a great 3-man Black Hole and the Epicenter. Perfectly timed. Are they actually going to win another fight? Bulba doing a lot of work here. A quick buyback from Waga. That's what he was saving that money for. Oh, another... Oh, man. Bulba might die. No, it's still going to keep that Aegis, but it's probably going to run out soon anyway. If we get a Blink stun here, Bulba is out of mana. I think they're going to catch him if they see him going down. Oh, power shot, no shack. Oh, almost got. Bulba, you are very lucky, my friend. And Enigma managed to finish off Venomancer during that chase. Wow. So, you know, and even when Infused has absolutely picture-perfect initiation, they still need a Broodmother buyback to, like, completely win the fight. And Bulba didn't even lose his Aegis, and now he's got the sheep stick up, so... It's an uphill battle right now. And once again, nowhere near that BKB. I wonder if it's even worth building at this point. I mean, of course it is, but, you know, it's really not the best late-game item. Although building it late can be good, because then you have full charges, so... not going to stop that Slardar ultimate, though, if he casts it after the BKB is popped. And that just makes you melt, even when you're life-stealing. The Radiant, of course, just not looking out with the timing of these fights. You know, they win a big fight, but Roshan's not back up, so they can't get him. They definitely would have otherwise. And, you know, Bulba's actually still got the Aegis, so it's probably going to die soon. Waga pressuring the top lane. He doesn't have buyback, so he might as well spend that, or buyback cooldown, so he might as well spend that money before this fight. He's going to have to TP soon. They really can't defend without him. And the Black Hole's on cooldown, so, you know, I don't think they can stop this. They do have the Epicenter, so if he hits a perfect Epicenter, they might be able to. Twin Hero Shackle Shot, the Epicenter's got to come soon. I'm not sure what he's waiting for. Are they just going to give up this tower for free? I guess he's waiting for the BKB on Slardar to end. But now there's a fresh BKB pop. Sand King pops his BKB and just walks away. Where is the Epicenter? Now he's channeling it. Oh, that's a great one. What am I talking about? Sand King clearly more patient man than me. Aegis disappeared. He never got to pop it. And the huge push top. He got the tower down. The Racks are in danger. It's Gosu who has to run and defend this. Maybe Bulb or Waga should have stayed there. I guess hindsight's 20/20 again. Oh, Slardar getting caught out. Now Roshan is up. If they get this... Oh, Slardar, yeah, instantly buys back. Knows they have to defend the Roshan. But even then, Storm is dead. Does not have buyback. Needs 200 ore gold. Rost nowhere near buyback, so... And Rost with a BKB as well. It's a lot of BKBs versus a Black Hole. You know, it makes sense, but also can be countered. Windrunner with the Scythe here, this could be huge. I think that they know this is happening. The wards even go down saying, hey guys, we know you're in there. But now the Black Hole's up. If they try and fight this, I believe this might win Infuse the game. If there's a good Black Hole. Let's see if he can pull it off. I think he should go now, even with that BKB, and he does. Sand King gonna channel his ultimate? Oh no, for 10 seconds. I don't think it's gonna matter though. Broodmother doing a lot of work. Another Shackle Shot. Darkseer kills someone with the wall. Double kill for Enigma, and now Storm Spirit on his way back in, but it's a little late. Oh, he might be able to fight this, actually. Epicenter going to come off momentarily. He's going to blink in. Not really hitting... Oh, 2 BKBs, completely countering that Epicenter. Waga needs to run. The buyback's really saving its Gosu. Oh, a nice deny, but I think now it's... Oh, jumping on the Crystal Maiden. Oh, nice stun by Sand King. Crystal Maiden gonna walk away. Crystal Maiden just not dying this game. 2-2, the lowest feed on her team. You almost never see that. Can these wards actually hit Roshan? Well, certainly not now.
Roshan has fallen to the Dire.
Oh man, another Aegis, and this time the cheese. And they'll probably give this one to Slardar when he respawns. In the meantime, the middle tower goes down. A disconnect from Enigma. A bunch of people disconnecting. And the pause comes out. I'm going to use this opportunity to go to the bathroom. I'll be right back. But these outer towers exposed. A little dangerous for Gosu. So the unpause does come out. If it's Gosu loses a fight, they will lose this game because they're going to get double racks. If they lose a big fight, anyway. Of course, they have 7 men on their side between the Aegis and the cheese, which Slardar will be picking up. So good luck killing them. But if you do, you will win. Because, you know, with these racks exposed, it's just going to be impossible to defend them. This Crystal Maiden with a BKB drum, earned phase boots magic wand. This is a really farmed Crystal Maiden. I hope she gets a Blink Dagger and wins them a team fight, because that would be fantastic. Mini was the one playing that Chen. He really knows how to play his supports.
Invisibility.
So it looks like we have the Dire going for one of the last remaining outer towers. Going the bottom route. Kind of weird why, because they were already trying to push the top one earlier, but no big deal. They're going to push in bottom. And the Aghanim's up on Darkseer. He probably had it up in the last fight and I just missed it. Are they going to go for a base trade? I mean, Infused is going to win this rush because they already have the outer tower and the outer tower as well as the inner tower down on the mid lane. So I guess Gosu is going to take this tower and then port back to base, because a base trade here would almost certainly lose them the game. TP's coming back. They're not really that fast, though. Darkseer going to have to drop his wall preemptively, I think. The tower goes down. Slardar smokes and runs out with Venomancer here. So, you know, a little unfortunate, but I'm not sure Infused wants to take a team fight right now anyway, so a good choice to at least prevent its Gosu from pushing into the high ground. So, a quick item check. I haven't done this too much recently. Waga finally completed his BKB, probably around 45 to 49 minutes into the game. I think is he less farmed than the Crystal Maiden? I mean, he spent a lot of money on buyback, so... Only 100 gold per minute ahead of the Crystal Maiden. He's actually the second most farmed here on his team, but it just doesn't feel that way. And let's see here. Really, Bulba going for Shivas now as well, as if he needed more big items. So Bulba really just having an impressive Storm Spear performance. From the, you know, dominating his lane early game and, you know, just getting a lot of ganks off, generally playing really well. This is the deciding team fight coming up here. The racks are exposed mid as well. Sorry, I missed that tower going down too. The melee rack's already 600 health in the red here. That's not good. 2 hero shackle shot. How does he keep on hitting these? Everything goes off. 2 heroes down off the get-go. It looks like Darkseer will die. But that's just, I don't think it's going to be enough. I want to say it's not going to be enough, but Bulba goes down. There's the Aegis. Enigma's gonna... it's so hard to tell what's going on in this team fight. Shadow Shaman goes down as well. There's 4 heroes alive for the Radiant, 1 for the Dire, or 2... Sorry, 3 for the Dire. Buybacks everywhere. Bulba zipping around like an absolute champ, but so is this Windrunner. Oh, this is... I think it looks like the Dire's gonna just barely pull out ahead. If they didn't have the cheese and the Aegis, they almost certainly would have lost that fight. Really impressive defense by Infused. I'm surprised they're even in the game this late, but it's not going to be enough. Bulba does pick up another kill. That should be the GG. They may have to wait for a while to actually end it, but I don't see Infused coming back or Rex down. They're just not going to be able to get to Roshan because the lane will be pushing. Even if Gosu decides to wait that long, which I don't think they need to do. There are 4 heroes down. Just go work on the bottom racks. They're going to try and kill Waga instead. Windrunner buys back. You can't let the Broodmother die again. That's going to force the retreat from Gosu. Yeah, it's hard to keep up with those team fights. Shackle shot here on Darkseer. Focus Fire applied. The slow from Broodmother is doing a lot of damage. That pipe almost saved him. Not going to be quite enough. It's just hard to keep up with the team fights with the Darkseer ult, and then like there's so many illusions. They don't really look that different from the heroes, at least not to me. So hopefully you guys had a better idea of what was going on there than me. But basically, Enigma SK owning everyone just wasn't enough because of the Aegis cheese BKBs. I mean, I feel like this game is sort of going along the lines of what I was talking about earlier, in the sense that the Radiant just had a bunch of pauses here. The Radiant just didn't have as much margin for error because they're so reliant on ultimates. They don't have as much late game, and they didn't have some crazily, absolutely out of control ability to just end the game at like 25 minutes. It's not like they had a Prophet. Or something like that, where you just have that one more hero that gives you insane pushing power. Yeah, they had the Brood, they had the Enigma, some good push power, but I'm not sure it was enough. So in that respect, I do feel like they got a little outpicked, just in terms of having, less ways to really win the game. But nonetheless, they've played really well, and they've really shown off the power of that Enigma Sand King combination. So with the Aegis and I believe the cheese down, they are going to look for a push here. I think they know they're never going to get the next Roshan if they don't. Buyback from Darkseer, and that's going to force the retreat, so I guess that's what they were trying to force. It doesn't really matter at this point. I mean, I guess he could maybe get a refresher, but he's never going to farm a sheepstick, or a refresher to be honest, so I'm not sure that buyback mattered. Either way though, if they get something, it's the best you can hope for. Enigma with a sheep of his own, another item pickup for the Radiant, but the progression just feels kind of slow in general. Sinking with 3k, saving for buyback, which is quite expensive. I wonder if the Dire's going to try and end... Oh, they actually do have the cheese. They gave it to Bulba. Yeah, I mean, he's still kind of... I mean, he's not squishy by any means, but, it's not like he's got 3k HP or anything. Slardar definitely... Well, he does have double Slardar's armor, so yeah, really hard to take down. And clearly doing a lot more for the team in the fights. Double smokes coming out. I don't think either team's going to find each other based on the way they're going. Roshan definitely not up. They're guessing that actually not a bad guess, but Radiant going to retreat into their own jungle and give up on that one pretty quickly. Gosu a little bit more persistent in their smoke gank. They're sending all 5 heroes in the jungle. Smoke's about to wear off, but I don't think the Radiant even have a ward up. Yeah, I'm not seeing any wards, so... I guess they just are guessing. In any case. Looks like this should be the deciding push. We'll have to see if the cheese is as good as the Aegis for keeping Bulba alive. Or keeping him effective in fights. If you use it properly, it can be, but you know, if you die out quickly, cheese isn't going to do anything for you. They're going to force the push. Everyone sort of grouping up here. Wouldn't mind maybe seeing Enigma try and go in first instead of waiting to counter-initiate. Not that it hasn't worked reasonably well, but maybe just to throw them off balance. Because I think they've gotten used to this pattern of Enigma. No double hero shackle shot. That's probably their only chance of winning this fight, and she's been hitting all of them. But this time not going to. Tower getting pounded on, roster wards drop. Look at those illusions, just doing so much damage and being a nuisance in general. My kingdom for an Earthshaker right now. Nice, decent initiation by Sankin, but not quite enough. He buys back instantaneously. Where's the black hole? You blew your BKB, but you're not using it. Oh, that's not going to work. Shouldn't get cancelled out of this almost immediately. Shackle shot delaying it. Black holes, but just no follow-up. And I think this is going to be... This should be the game here. 2 heroes down, Sankin ultimate down. There's nothing they can do to stop this push. So, you know, an admirable defense by Infused, but just really not enough. Another double hero shackle shot, but they just don't have any damage, so it really doesn't even matter. And actually, Windrunner are going to be punished for that with a kill. Bulba, really impressive display. Clearly the player before with the highest level in this game. 13, 3, and 17 on that Storm Spirit. Involved in every key engagement. You know, did get caught out a few times by the Enigma, but you know, played well enough that it didn't matter. And they should be able to just rotate top and finish this. Surprised that when Windrunner buys back, you know, trying to defend a little longer. Roshan is up, so they'll take this one and then look to end the game. Does the cheese go up? And I don't think it gets upgraded, does it? Just says cheese. Oh, does he drop 2 cheeses? I don't think I've ever seen that many Roshan attempts to know.
Invisibility.
Is that 2 cheeses, or is that just saying like second cheese? Well, if they get 2 cheeses, that's just even more misfortune for an already embattled Infused team. Oh, it's my hotkey. Oh, I'm really good at this game, aren't I? Yeah, I just changed my hotkey setup last night, but I haven't actually used it in a game yet, so shout out to me for being really good about remembering things like that. That'd be pretty insane if Roshan dropped 2 cheeses. But looks like Gosu should be able to end the game here. They're going to go straight for the throne. I don't really think they need to get another lane. I think the 2 lanes is enough, to be honest. They should be able to just push in. Black hole going to be on cooldown for 40 more seconds. That's all the time that Gosu needs. Smoke has popped off. Oh, Sankin with really quick reactions there. Fooling Bulba as well as the Shadow Shaman. It's not going to matter too much, though. A lot of action here. Black hole not up yet. Epicenter goes off. Who is it on? Couldn't even tell. The Shadow Shaman. Bulba in the background, just murdering everyone. He's going to go down, though. Good thing he's got the Aegis. Oh, if Infused was on the Dire, this game might have gone a lot differently. Shackle Shot's not going to latch. And it looks like Bulba and Slardar are going to clean up. Meanwhile, the mid-bottom lane are pushing in pretty aggressively. Storm Spirit is too strong with this much farm. There's really nothing they can do. Great play by Bulba. It's almost getting close to that 20 kill mark. Game should end before that happens. Slardar with the Sakura's as well, doing a lot of work. Minus 21 armor when that ult is on a hero. That's just, you know, Crystal Maiden has like minus 12 armor at that point. That's not good. CM gonna die. Only her 5th death all game. That is impressive.